everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. Jelly Hoshiumi is a female-speaking VTuber who got herself in a little bit of some trouble. At least a lot of people didn't like something that she did recently, which is where we're going to get to. But we are going to mention first that she's part of FaZe Connect, FaZe Invaders, along with Dizzy Dokuro and Ember Amane. She's been around for several years at this point. Well, yeah, almost 3 years, 3 years in 2026. And we are going to go over what recently has happened on her FaZe Connect Twitter. She's the alien princess with an identity crisis and unfortunate options. And there we go. Recently, Minecraft has popped this up. Minecraft does have an education side where, you know, they have an educational, like you have the regular Minecraft, you have the, Java and Bedrock and such like that. You have Minecraft Educational as well, which does things like this to try to educate kids on what is going on, what has gone on in history. And as we all know, if we forget about history, we are doomed to repeat it. Something of that sort always happens. Those who forget about history are doomed to repeat the history that we have gone through. Civil rights movement was a strong movement in the U.S. For all the non-U.S. viewers, it was a movement in the U.S. to gain rights for people of color. Not just African Americans, but people of color overall, because the Jim Crow era was very strong in the U.S., where pretty much there were in the South, there was in the South a two-tiered system where the whites would have one set of rules and laws and such like that and privileges, and the people of color would have a different set of, lack of privileges. And that is not even political, that is just the way that it was. So, but people got a bit heated after Jelly responded to this whole thing. Basically, it's walking with civil rights leaders, different people here, John Lewis, Malala, and then you have Rosa Parks, which is the one that a lot of people know around the world, make good trouble, and that is, kind of putting that out there to let children and let other people who want to explore this DLC to kind of put themselves into that whole thing. Now that I explained all of that situation, what Jelly said. Jelly started out with, I was advised by my lawyers not to comment. This was an inside joke due to the fact that she is known to not necessarily say like bad comments, but it is an inside joke within the community that she her filter is not there, and her lack of filter can get her into some trouble. And it says this is a comment, an substantial comment. Good job, lawyers, but also dang it, lawyers, why you got to spoil everything. And yeah, people are just silence is telling. And people are saying if I speak, I'm done for, other things like that. And the reason why she's starting to get a lot of hate here, specifically, is because she says it here. Screw it, man. I think pushing politics into children's sandbox game is disgusting, especially when it's disguised as education. Let me play my stupid block game without having to engage or associate with any of your stupid political garbage that I literally do not care about. And she goes down below, says, I'm just so tired of seeing it. Why does it matter to push real world matters into my block game that I play to escape from the real world? And if I buy and play the game, can it be seen as taken aside because their dumb ass stupid post blew up? Stupid people in power moment. And people did not take kindly to that. Says, true, at least it's funny, I guess. Really dumb take on. You have to go out of your way to download and play it. It was made for elementary school classrooms. It's an important part of American history and can be a very useful tool for teachers to keep kids engaged. What's funny is that in Minecraft, most players treat villagers like indentured servants. Next, they're going to remove slavery from Minecraft. The lack of filter is what's hurting her in this whole thing, especially because it's American-centric politics. Why should I care about what happens in other continent? Why add it to international Swedish sandbox game? Didn't clock that. Didn't know a lot of these featured historical figures till I did some research on my own. We're never going to be allowed to have a little bit of escapism anymore. I think educating kids about civil rights movement is just political garbage. One, it's a DLC for educational purposes. It's not pushing politics in a game. It's literally made for schools to use as an educational tool. No disguise. Two, the only political view being expressed here is historical racism was bad. Not really a controversial opinion. And just, the reason why I think Minecraft put that out there, even though it is, a US-centered political thing, it is taught around the world. That is, from what I understand, is taught around the world as a bad time a bad period in world politics, American politics specifically, because that did, even though you would be like, oh, well, it's just American things, what's going to happen? It did tinge the way the U.S. acted around the world, and the way U.S. was perceived, more than anything, perceived around the world, as they still had over 100 years after, well, slavery even in the U.S. was outlawed. They still had very bad situations with the people of color in the U.S. That's why it was pushed in that way. Continuing on, we have here some quote retweets. Free block list in quotes. VTubers, the second they could potentially be exposed, learning things children learn. Loser alert. Politics and the history-centered DLC, including real world history in an educational game equals pushing politics. Teaching American history is politics now. When the VTuber drops a truth nuke you've talked about for years. Why is the face connect where all bigots are? How do they even get deals as a corpo at this rate? Like, I get how indies get away with this, but a whole corp. Imagine seeing a completely optional free DLC created for Black History Month, educational, and calling it disgusting. So it is for Minecraft educational. Minecraft education, I think, the side. And also, I think pretty much you can download the DLC at any point in time, but it is a DLC, so it is optional. That's what people are saying here. It's not politics, it was an interactive history lesson. I would have loved to have this S in school. Stay out of it and drop every take you will ever have on it. Something you didn't understand about is very origins of politics as a definition. It was never about sides or colors. Keep out of it and F off, abolish ICE, all that kind of stuff there. People got really riled up. Just confirm that the entire world is run by elite that S cult, but a Rosa Parks skin in Minecraft is what we're freaking out about. They're talking about the Epstein files. It's a whole different thing. Yeah, a lot of people in power did a lot of horrible things to children, and they're trying to hide it, and the people in power are trying to protect other people in power, and that's what they're talking about there. And then, free blocklisting codes and things like that. The issue is, she does have a right to say this and to not want to have anything to do with this. The issue becomes, she is a public figure, and as a public figure, she is going to get S on for saying these things. As far as I know, she has not responded in any way to this. She is just letting it take its course, letting it do its thing, letting people be angry, whatever, and she's just doing her own stuff after that, which I respect in the sense of if you give it a little bit more fuel, the fire will burn even stronger. If you try to walk it back, people will hurt you for walking it back. If you try to double down, you will just become worse. If you try to explain yourself, it will become worse. This, for many people, was a bad take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below when you see the video. Let me know what you think about this. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot to say about it. I'm just trying to be as neutral as possible, saying that yes, it was a world politics type of thing. Yes, technically politics because it got into politics. The whole movement was using a political arm as well because that's the only way that things would be able to be done. But it was a historical moment. It was more a human rights moment. And that's why people are getting really up in arms about it. But you guys, let me know what you think. Aegis Link is a US-based VTuber agency which aims to build tomorrow's culture of global connection. Follow for more news and updates. They are, they have, at least, recently closed their auditions. They did have auditions for their Gen 2. Thank you very much for everyone who applied our Gen 2. Keep looking for further updates and in respect to our second generation. All process things to be done by February 8th, and that is actually pretty quick for when everything is done. And this is Yoi from Aegis Link, says, first time Aegis Link hosted Gen 1 auditions, we were incredibly nervous who would apply and take a chance on a new startup VTuber agency in the landscape where many have failed. We are so grateful to everyone who applied, and we ended up with a fantastic group of 4 incredibly talented individuals. This time we were overwhelmed with the number of quality candidates we received, so this confirmation that Aegis Link has learned and improved through the 2024 and 2025, where people have decided to apply after considering our merit, and for that I am so appreciative. At the same time, the application review process has been an emotional roller coaster. I don't think many people see what goes on behind the scenes in the audition review process. But I cannot put into words how gut-wrenching it is, even more so than our Gen 1 auditions, because they're letting go a lot of good people. There were so many qualified applicants that we couldn't even get a chance to interview because the quantity of applicants, the time constraints, especially Gen 2, because we did have a basic idea of how we wanted each model to be portrayed. Even if an applicant met or exceeded our criteria as a VTuber, we had a decline due to us not being able to identify which model the applicant would portray best. So they just didn't fit what they already had expected. which is fine. It means that there were a lot of very good people, not anyone that was like, oh my god, it's horrible, that's why we're never going to get you, type of thing. Been a disappointment. Always hurts regardless of the context. I would like our applicants to know that even if you did not pass our auditions, you are a talented and amazing VTuber. Please don't let the outcomes of our auditions discourage you. Please continue to have confidence and pursue your dreams. Always look back to my favorite Japanese proverb, with endurance comes strength. Hard work will always pay off in one form or another. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much to everyone who took the time and consideration in applying to our Gen 2 auditions. Best regards, Yoi. And that is absolutely amazing that they want to let everyone know you guys did well. It's not because you guys were horrible. It's not because everyone who applied, the people who didn't get through, were like, oh my god, you guys are just so horrible, we can't even find a place for you. It was, damn, you guys are too good, yet sadly, we can't find a place for you because it doesn't fit the mold that we already have. This happens with a lot of agencies. You already have a mold of who you want to be, who you want to be in there. And it can be, especially for smaller agencies, you do market research and things like that, and it can be very restrictive in that way. So luckily, they are done, and they are going to be letting their people know by February 8th. Congratulations to all those who passed. 3AM Talent is a talent company, a talent agency that is, getting VTubers here, as you can see on the top. They had, around November, had a new group of people coming in, where they had falseeyed, do some stuff like there. They had their new groups going in and announcing that everything was going in there, that type of thing. So they have many friends that have joined together. It is a group of friends that kind of made a talent agency. Kokui is one of the main people, who you can see there in the yellow, one of the main people who created it and wanted this to happen for, friends to be able to be together and do their things. The issue that we have today is there have been quite a few people leaving recently, just based on up here, probably close to half their roster leaving. You have Olivia Monroe, left 3AM, wishing her the best always. Sending all love to Olivia and all 3AM crew, wishing you the best. Not my Oshi, question mark. Basically, being sad that it was the Oshi, their Oshi that left. And who the F is that? What the F is 3AM? Get off my feed. Trust fund funded company. That's not a trust fund funded company. It's actually, Kokui has been working on this for a long time. I've seen her try to get this thing up and running, and she's been doing a good job. But again, people are leaving. We're sad to announce that effective immediately, Lyra Calyptra, Fang Gu, and Issa Corva will be leaving 3AM. Wish them the best always. So, let's take a look at the people who have been leaving. Olivia Monroe is one of the VTubers here. It says, let's take a look at her full design here, as I want to do. There's Olivia Monroe. Says, I'll be stepping away from 3AM as a talent. It wasn't an easy decision, but everything going on in my personal life, I need to take a step back to focus on IRL things. So this is not the company is horrible. I had fight with my friends. There's IRL stuff going on in people's lives, and she decided to leave. Love them all, which will always hold nothing but love and gratitude in my heart. They're incredibly talented. I can't wait to see what they will do. I know it will be amazing. I wish I could be there with them on this journey, but sometimes life takes us on a different path. More to come soon. Love you all. Vivi, love you always. Ollie, wishing you so much good. I wish you good luck on your future endeavors. I'm sure you'll kick ass wherever you go. Rest in pizza, Pink Lady, things like that. Continuing on with Issa Corva. Issa Corva is a well-known VTuber, and they have, you can see here, musician and VTuber. They have mentioned that they're leaving as well. We'll be leaving 3AM Talent effective immediately. I've only recently publicly joined it, but I've been working 3AM internally since June 2025. During my time there, I've realized that being part of a large group isn't what's best for me personally or professionally. Independently, I have been feeling this way for many months, but I really wanted to make it work. However, after talking with Lyra and Fang, we realized that we were feeling disillusioned and unhappy with 3AM. This one is a different one. Disillusionment is a whole different thing. It leads to a lot of speculation, but I really don't know what went on behind the scenes. Planning on finishing in February with 3AM, but due to continued internal miscommunications, this time it's miscommunications, and unprofessionalism regarding management, I will be leaving effective immediately. So this is, while Olivia's was just IRL things, this one was more professional. In the sense that I guess she felt they weren't professional enough. With unprofessionalism and internal miscommunication, there is no, misinterpretation there. It is obvious that there were some things going on behind the scenes. So the same streamer I was before during my time at 3AM, and I want to make crystal clear this is not a goodbye, and I'm not quitting content creation or music. I'm still going to make content the way I want to, and I'm not going anywhere, just not going to be a part of 3AM. appreciate the girls in 3M, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be something bigger than myself, even if I realize it's not for me. I'll discuss this more next week when I get back from my trip. Now, this whole thing with internal miscommunication and professionalism, that could just be that they are a very small organization, and unprofessionalism could mean the same thing with miscommunication. With the communication not being so good, they're a smaller agency. They're trying to work through the growing pains of being a smaller talent agency. So that's the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's a horrible agency. They're just doing so many bad things. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's the growing pains are happening, and a lot of people aren't having the patience for that, which is their right to not have patience for that. It says, I was waiting until the end of February to make this announcement. That's Fangu, another EN VTuber, but I've had a lot of thought, ongoing discussions for the past few weeks. I decided I'll be stepping away from 3M effective immediately. This was an easy decision, and it's one that Issa, Lara, and I came to well before the day, with the full intention of finishing existing commitments and handling our departure thoughtfully and respectfully. Despite our best efforts, that has proven to be too difficult, led us to depart 3M ahead of our intended schedule. Incredibly grateful to the opportunity I've had at 3M and for the time I've shared with other members. Sincerely wish the remaining girls nothing but success and hope you'll keep supporting them. I'm sad it didn't work out, but thank you everyone who has supported me as a part of 3M. I hope you continue to cheer me on in whatever comes next for me as an independent streamer. Now, you could say that Fangu did it in a little bit more of a not wanting to hurt 3AM way. You know, it was less accusatory and more just, you know, hey, there was some things that went on behind the scenes. I'm not really going to talk about it. And, you know, things are going to be not working out. And then we have Lara Calyptra, which is, I believe this is the person that is another one there that was a part of 3M. Nothing mentioned there at all. And unfortunately, they've all decided to leave at a different point in time. It seems that there was internal management things. If this was a large agency like Hololive, I'd be like, they should get their S together. Same thing with any small agency. But I give a little bit more leeway to smaller agencies as an outside person, because they're going to be having, especially 3M, which is, I think, not even a year old at this point. They're going to have growing pains. But also, I will say this. It is not up to the VTubers in the agency to withstand it and stay there and take it. They have to do what they need to do for their personal self. They have to do what they need to do for their what's best for them. I do wish 3M the best in the world. I do know that management and all that kind of stuff can be very hard to get right. There are bigger agencies that have failed at this. There are larger agencies that have failed at this, failed at management. Agencies that have millions of dollars to spend that have failed at this. And a small agency, that's why I give them a little bit more leniency. But of course, I do hope that they're working to better whatever issues were brought up. And I do hope they have lots of success in the future. So that's Albert. This guy? Why did you... Okay, you suddenly appeared near me. Albert, I'm talking to you. Don't turn away from me, Albert. Don't say hi to me once you turn... Albert, you say hi, you wave to me, and you walk away. Oh, it's because you're a Pokemon trainer. Oh, wait, what? That's not a Pokemon trainer. Still, Albert, how rude. How freaking rude. How dare you. I say good day to you, sir. What? Are you saying I smell? Is that what you do? Oh, no, never mind. You're saying that you're hot. I thought you were saying that I smell. I was like, how dare you? You're in front of my house, in front of everything that I've done, in front of my Cheerios or Cinnamon Toast Crunch or whatever, and you're saying that I stink? Screw you, Albert.